a lot of malnutrition and so on are going to come upon the body, and it will be easy for diseases to attack such a body. The same thing goes for the soul. There are nutrients which the soul will need before the soul can go. But let us go to the gradings of the soul, because in the jurisprudence, our scholars, they are able to identify stages for the soul growth. When we are able to identify these stages of the soul growth, and we highlight the characteristics for each stage, then we shall be on the path of seeing at what level we are operating and what are the things each of us must do in order to grow. Some of the scholars have placed the soul levels in 3, while some of the scholars have itemized it into 6 or 7. Let us go into the first classification of the soul. There is the soul which is identified as Nafsullah Amara. The meaning of Nafsullah Amara is that soul that is there, that is the ordinary soul. That is Nafsullah Amara. Then the stage that is higher than Nafsullah Amara is what they call Nafsullah Wama. That is the self-reproaching soul, the soul that reproaches self. Thereafter, is in this 3-stage categorization, we now have what they call the Nafsul Mutma'inna, and that is the soul that is at rest, at satisfaction with the Lord. Now, in the Quran, Surah to Yusuf, Quran chapter 12, ayah 53, Allah gives us the first level of this categorization, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the encounter that happened between Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, who otherwise is known as Joseph, and the women in Egypt then, who he encountered. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us of that encounter in order for us to be able to appreciate what this Nafsul Lamara is, and we need to go back to tell us the little of the story. It is known that after Prophet Joseph alayhi salatu wasalam was held in captivity and was dropped in Egypt by the person who purchased him as a slave. He had to live in the house of the Prime Minister, Aziz. They call the person Aziz. He was with Aziz when the wife of Aziz, the wife of the Prime Minister, had attempted to lure him into adultery. While the action was on, Aziz came in, meeting Prophet Joseph, and his wife struggled. The next thing was that the woman accused Joseph that he was the one trying to lure her into sin. Because of the position the woman occupied, Joseph was unable to actually give any alibi to prove himself. Eventually, Joseph was imprisoned. But there was a problem in Egypt then that warranted some solution, and lo and behold, Joseph was called upon to bail the country out. But by the time Joseph was called upon, Joseph requested that first and foremost, I want the truth about the affairs that happened the other time. That means the affair that happened between him and the wife of the Prime Minister. They sought explanation from the wife of the Prime Minister. The wife had to confess that in actual fact, she, not Joseph, was the one who was the aggressor. In this instance, Joseph now said, وَمَا أُبَرِّئُ نَفْسِي إِنَّ النَّفْسَ لَأَمَارَةٌ بِالسُّوءِ. Certainly, مَا أُبَرِّئُ نَفْسِي. I am not giving excuse for my soul. Joseph was saying that because إِنَّ النَّفْسَ لَأَمَارَةٌ بِالسُّوءِ. That ordinary soul has the tendency towards evil. This is the first stage when you talk of the gradation of the soul. what I want to point out is that the fact that there is that level of soul development, which we call Nafsul Amara, that ordinary soul. That ordinary soul is the lowest soul that can be possessed by any believer. I mean, beyond the time when somebody has a dead soul, a soul that's not alive, that cannot identify any good, differentiate between good and bad. If you now move up a little to the lowest soul which a believer can have, that is Nafsul Amara, the soul that is peace, the ordinary soul, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Nafsul Amaratu soul. Certainly such a soul has the tendency towards evil. Inshallah, when we come again, we'll be able to advance further about this question of nearness to the Almighty. And at that point in time, I will tell us the two other categories in the soul categorization before we go to that 7-step 1. Then before we move towards the tips we must give ourselves towards getting nearer to the Almighty. Once again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nearness to the Almighty. That's the topic that Mallam has been discussing with us. Soul has stages. That is what Mallam is saying. We hope, and the Allah's mercy, that when Mallam comes back next week, we'll be able to know the other stages of the soul, so that each and every one of us will be able to say where our soul is. Until then, inshallah, I'm yours on the program, Abdul Razak Swali Iran. I say unto you all, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي أهدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وبعد أقول السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Viewers, you are welcome to this second episode of our discourse on the topic nearness to the Almighty. You recall that last week, Mallam talked to us on the various stages of the soul. You would recall that Mallam made us realize that the base soul that has been described by our scholars is called An-Nafsul Amara, the base soul, the commanding soul. Today, inshallah, Mallam is going to go further to tell us the other levels, the other stages of the soul. I welcome on the program Mallam Dr. Muhammad Ali Olukade. Bismillah.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. We are grateful unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all His mercies over us, and we beg Him to continue to elevate us bodily and soul-wise. Amen. We have told our audience and reminded us of the fact that the lowest level which the soul of the believer can go down to is what we call Nafsul Amara. That is that ordinary soul, the base soul, which commands unto evil. Now, I will endeavor to tell us the characteristics which that nafsul amara has. But I want to briefly tell us the other two stages of soul growth, and that is nafsul lawam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Quran chapter 75, ayah 2, Surah Al-Qiyam. Allah says, وَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِالنَّفْسِ اللَّوَّامَةِ, and I swear by that soul which self-reproaches. That means that soul that asks from itself, what am I doing? What am I not doing? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And why should I continue to do it? Why have I not done what I am not doing? And why should I continue to undo it? This is the self-reproaching soul. And that is the higher level to that nafsu lamara. Now, in Quran chapter 89, verses 27 and 28, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now tells us, Ya ayyatu an-nafsu al-mutma'inna, irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiyah. What we need here is that an-nafsu al-mutma'inna, that soul that is at rest. That soul that's at rest. In this three-stage categorization, that is the highest level that can be attained by man, when that soul is at rest with his Lord. But there is a more detailed classification which I'll briefly look into, and therefore we'll now look at the characteristics before we now give ourselves the tips through which we must go for us to be near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We must not take it for levity, and we must not be careless about it. We must make sure that we develop our soul. The person who does not care for the soul development or for the stage at which the soul is operating is dead. That person is not alive. He's only a corpse that is walking about the street. Now, in this second stage categorization, which is more detailed, it is that the lowest level is what they call the nafsul amara, followed, which we discussed earlier and which we have explained earlier, followed by nafsul lawama. But after nafsul lawama, they now talk of nafsul mutma'inna, just as we said, that the soul that's at rest. But after nafsul mutma'inna, we now talk of nafsul radiya. Nafsul radiya is that soul that is pleased with God. And I will inshallah tell us the characteristics of that soul that is pleased with God. Of course, a higher level to nafsul radiya is nafsul mardiya, that soul which God himself is pleased with. That is a higher level. And the highest, which our scholars tell us, is what they call the nafsul kamila, that soul at completion. Now, let's look into the characteristics of the nafsul amara. From the definition and from the description, that is the missile soul, the soul that is base. And Allah says, Inna nafsa la amaratun bisul. Surah Yusuf chapter 12, verse 53. That means that soul calls to evil. It's not that that soul does not believe. No. That soul has believed. But the soul is not yet equipped with the paraphernalia that is going to enhance the belief. Because of that, that soul still has tendency towards committing evil. That is nafsul amara. Every time that soul wants, it likes evil. For instance, the soul would like to look at strange women, somebody else's property. That soul will have a tendency towards acquiring it. That soul will have a tendency towards doing what is bad. That soul will have the tendency at still happy seeing on obscene films and stealing, and that soul will enjoy al-fahsha, that means talking vague, using vain talks, and engaging in very dirty languages, like abusing people, talking things that are very bad, engaging in jests and so on. All these things that does not develop the soul, that does not make the soul to grow. The soul, the nafsul amara, engages in such things. And that is why it is called the baser soul, the soul that has that tendency. Now, those of us who are at that level, we already identify these characteristics. Are you in that category of somebody who would like to put on the television when they are doing what is bad? Are you having a soul that likes sitting down where they are gossiping, or where they are musicking, where they are doing al-fahsha? Or are you the type that you want to steal somebody else's property? Or you are the type whose soul does not feel happy over what it possesses, but feels happy towards collecting somebody else's position? Or are you still having that soul that revels in talking about other people badly behind them? Are you still the type that is in the category of committing adultery or fornication? You are keeping extramarital relationship, you like premarital sexual relationship, or you like taking alcohol, taking drug, abusing drug, misusing drug, looking dirty, and so on. All these type of characteristics are the characteristics of that soul which is called nafsul amara. Now, if a man wants to move up from the soul of nafsul amara and approaches nafsul lawam, it means it is not that that man does not possess the soul that sins, but it is that soul that takes recoil immediately back towards what is good. For instance, that soul reproaches self, nafsul lawama. It reproaches itself. That means anytime it commits what is obscene or what Allah does not love, it frightens the soul, it saddens the soul, and that soul becomes repentant. And that soul can be likened to an occasion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran. الَّذِينَ إِذَا فَعَلُوا فَاحِشَةً أَوْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ ذَكَرُوا اللَّهَ فَاسْتَغْفَرُوا لِذُنُوبِهِمْ وَمَنْ يَسْتَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَلَمْ يُصِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. It's a lengthy story. I mean, the sabab al-nuzul, the purpose or the reason for revealing this ayah just quoted from Surah Al-Imran, Surah Al-Nisa, chapter 4 of the Quran. The event that happened that necessitated its revelation was lengthy, but the meaning is that Allah says, الَّذِينَ إِذَا فَعَلُوا فَاحِشَةً أَوْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ, those who when they commit what is wrong or they have wronged their soul, ذَكَرُوا, they remember Allah and shrink after remembering Allah. وَمَنْ يَسْتَغْفِرْ, and seek forgiveness from Him. That means they become repentant. I mean, they lower their faces, they feel ashamed of having committed the wrong things. They feel naked before the pure essence of their Lord, and they find themselves so dirty, and they shrink, and they become remorseful. Such people, الَّذِينَ إِذَا فَعَلُوا فَاحِشَةً أَوْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ, they have wronged their souls, they have become unjust, they have treated their souls unjustly. ذَكَرُوا اللَّهَ فَاسْتَغْفَرُوا لِذُنُوبِهِمْ, they remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, they go back immediately to God. They remember the purpose for which they have been brought forth to the world, and they discover that they are already becoming a traitor for the cause of their God. And because of that, first behave. Oh, they become repentant. They become remorseful because of the sins which they have committed. وَمَنْ يَسْتَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ, who then forgive sins except God. وَلَمْ يُصِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ, and they do not go back onto it knowingly. These are the possessors of nafsul lawama, the soul that is self-reproaching. It is not that that soul does not commit sin. It is still liable to sin because that is the nature of man. But the soul has graduated higher. It has moved up in the ladder of soul growth and soul development. And because of that, that soul reproaches itself and now says, "Oh Allah, forgive me." These are the characteristics of that soul that is at the stage of nafsul lawama. That soul commits sins, then the soul goes back straight to God, and the soul will not knowingly go back to commit that sin for which it has sought forgiveness from God. From this we go to nafsul mutma'inna, the soul that is satisfied. At that point in time, that soul does not like sin again. It does not engage in sin again except the tiny ones. I mean, these things that we may not be able to avoid, because as human beings we cannot be 100% sin free. We cannot be 100% fault free because we are not infallible. It's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is infallible. But when we have come to the nafsul mutma'inna, that soul that is at rest with God, that soul does not revel in sin again. That soul has already moved away from sin. That soul is already engaging in things that are going to get it nearest to God. And that soul is not at rest. From this soul that's at rest, you cannot pick the remaining Rabia. The soul can move from the point of Mutma'inna to Rabia level. That is, the soul is well pleased with God. That means there is nothing Allah decrees. There is nothing Allah dictates that is hateful to that soul again. The soul is so much at rest. The soul is pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If anything that is bad, or that it's something that is difficult, something that is unfortunate, something that is that is hurtful happens to such a soul, the soul is at rest. It is pleased with it, because that soul does not find fault with God again. That soul is so pleased with whatever decree, whatever destiny, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala writes for it. The soul does not complain again. That is not so raw here, because that soul is pleased with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does for it. And that soul does not find fault with anything again. That soul does not pick fault in man again, because that soul is pleased with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done. The ayah that is nafs mardiya, is soul that Allah himself is pleased with. I recall a situation where Rasulullah Allah says, "Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala al-nabi, ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima." That Allah says, He, Allah, and the angels, they seek for praise and blessings on the soul of Muhammad, and Allah now calls upon the believers, you to shower praises and blessings upon him. They now ask the Prophet ﷺ that how then shall we fulfill this divine command that we should shower praises upon you? The Prophet ﷺ says, you should say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ali Ibrahim. That means, say, oh God, bless Muhammad and his household as you have blessed Ibrahim and his household. Presumably, it is that Ibrahim is supposed to be higher than Muhammad. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now makes Muhammad the first person higher than Ibrahim. Why? It is because if you recall the lifestyle, the life history of Muhammad, Allah's blessing upon him, of Ibrahim, Allah's blessing upon him, you discover that Ibrahim was pleased with God. Ibrahim was pleased with all the decrees of God. such that Ibrahim was ready to fight everybody because of the pleasure of God. That it was God himself that showered pleasure on Muhammad, even when Muhammad was a nobody. That means Muhammad, Allah makes him higher than Abraham because Allah himself was the one that was pleased with Muhammad. And you know, the Yorubas will say that I do not want is a category higher than I offer. That means acceptance is higher than offer. So when somebody offers, it's a good thing, it's a great. But acceptance of that offer is higher than the offer itself. Therefore, not so mordia. That's so that Allah himself is pleased with. That Allah has accepted is higher than the level that is pleased with God. The highest level is not so kamila. That is the perfect soul. And when it is known that we cannot acquire such a level, and we cannot aspire to such a level except that perfect man, that perfect being, Muhammad. That is the level of Muhammad sallallahu, the level of perfection. Now, we have told ourselves the characteristics, some of the characteristics of these souls that we discussed. But the next thing is that how then can we aspire to this? Because I'm very sure so many of us would have been wondering, oh, it is like this. How can I get nearer to God too? How can I move from Nafsul Amara? Because most of us are at the level of Nafsul Amara. That soul that is based. That soul that loves evil. That loves, that relishes things that are wrong, that are not acceptable to God. How are we going to move from Nafsul Amara to Nafsul Lawama, to a soul that is self-reproaching? And how are we going to move to Nafsul Mutmainna, the soul that is satisfied with God? How are we going to move from that level to the soul that is pleased with God? Or are we going to increase our own nearness to God so that Allah himself is going to be pleased with us? How are we going to become perfect soul, a soul that is unblemished? Just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ نَفْسٌ يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. That day when no property and no offspring is going to be of benefit to anybody except that soul which approaches God with unblemished, untainted purity. Therefore, what are the tips we should give to ourselves? I'm going to give us about 6 levels of tips, which all of us must watch. And I'm going to give it like itemization. The first is the fact that we must be able to identify the level at which we are. Because identification is extremely important. This takes me to the Arabic word, an adage that is read in Arabic thus: Man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbahu. Whoever has identified his own soul has identified his God. That means it's extremely important to be able to identify which level of soul growth we are. Some of us are so careless with our soul that we do not care for the level at which we are. Just as some of us are very careless with our body, there are people who never go to hospital before. If you ask them, have you ever measured your blood pressure before? Do you know your blood sugar? Do you know anything about your dental situation, your dental health? You say, no, I don't care. No, I don't bother. It's wrong. It's wrong. That is why some of them can just suddenly fall to hypertension or stroke, because they have not been measuring their blood pressure. They have not been gauging their level, the level of their health. The same thing, we should gauge the level of our spiritual health. How do you do that? It's identification. Like going for medical checkup, going for spiritual checkup. How do you do spiritual checkup? This can be done by looking at your own timetable, your own performances, your own tendencies, what you're happy with, what you're not happy with, and comparing it to the characteristics that I've just highlighted in this soul development. That's the first thing. The second is that after you have identified, you now go to the level of obedience. You now go to the level of obedience. And that's the mutala. Obedience to God. Obedience to God is not what you just offered from the mouth. It has to be effort. It has to be effort. And the effort will translate into ibadah, that means worship. That means this tip is that the soul, after appreciating the level at which the soul is, will now move towards doing things to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like salat, zakat, fasting, all the things that are recommended by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that have been prescribed for us by Allah. We now continue to engage in them. That's
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وبعد أقول السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Viewers, you are welcome to this episode of our program, The Searchlight. I'm your regular presenter on the program, Al-Harakatul. Today, inshallah, we are going to be talking about a topic that is very relevant to the time. It is known that every month of Islamic year has its significance and its specificity. Shortly after Ramadan, the next thing is Hajj, and the 3 months of Hajj are Shawwal, within which Muslims prepare for Hajj. We have the Qiddah, within which we set out for Hajj, and the Hijjah, the month in which we actually perform the rites of Hajj. Today, inshallah, our regular guest on the program, Dr. Muhammad Ali Olukade, will be talking to us on the principles and practice of Hajj. Mallam.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. We are grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all his mercies over us, especially for the favors Allah has bestowed upon us to make us live to witness this season of Hajj. As we have earlier been informed, we want to look into the principles and practice of Hajj, not only because we are in the season of Hajj, but as it were now, many of the believers are already planning, wishing, and making strong preparations towards fulfilling this obligation. Now, it is important during this preparatory period for us to know those principles which will make the Hajj not only acceptable to Allah, but something that's going to be of joy to the performer himself or herself. And this is why we take it that it's going to be necessary for us to deal and look into the principles behind these practices, such that it's going to serve as guide, especially since we know in our environment there are several people that are, so to say, not qualified to go on Hajj, and yet they have made it their preoccupations. And to a believer, it is important that we do things that are going to be acceptable to our Creator, for whom we are supposed to do it. It is not enough that we have done something. It is not enough that we have good intention. It is equally important that we have come to the class of those that are qualified, not only to fulfill the obligations, but to be successful in doing it. And this is why we want to look into those principles and the practice of Hajj. It's likely that this episode may not finish the topic. We hope, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will make a conclusion of the discussion and at our next episode. Now, let us define Hajj, because it's extremely important. Because many people, the fact that they do not understand or they do not get the basic definition or meaning of what they are doing makes them to miss the favors or the advantages that should accrue to them from doing it. Hajj, in simple sentence, is more pilgrimage, like a journey. And when you say somebody is Al-Hajj or Al-Hajjah, it is somebody embarking on a journey. But in this instance, it is not an ordinary journey because it has religious significance. We cannot compare Hajj or we cannot equate Hajj with excursion or jamboree or exhibition, which people frivolously engage in. Hajj is a fiqh sense, a jurisprudential language that has to do with having an intention to leave one's place of abode to engage on a journey towards the Kaaba, Allah's house, and to observe the rites that are attendant to it, which will include the visitation to some monumental places around the precipice of Mecca and Medina. Therefore, this, in a nutshell, is what we mean when we talk of Hajj. And the person, a male, who intends embarking on Hajj is called Al-Hajj, or a female who intends embarking on Hajj is referred to as Al-Hajjah. Now, the principle of anything in Islam will have to be quoted from the direct nasr or decree or directive of Allah, the creator of the religion himself, such that if we cannot lay credence or if we cannot have a basis of whatever we are doing from the Quran, that thing cannot be said to be valid. Therefore, we are going to look into the Quran, which is the principal source of Islamic jurisprudence to justify the journey. I will leave the story of how Hajj comes to later in this discussion. But if we refer to Surah Al-Hajj, chapter 22 of the glorious Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَذِنْ فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا وَعَلَى كُلِّ ضَامِرٍ يَأْتِينَ مِنْ كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ. صدق الله العظيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was talking to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and Allah was asking him, وَأَذِنْ فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ, and announce to the people about Hajj. يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا, they are going to approach you, they are going to come to you on foot. وَعَلَى كُلِّ ضَامِرٍ, and they are going to mount all the mountable animals. يَأْتِينَ مِنْ كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ, they are going to embark upon this, and they are going to converge upon you from different locations. Therefore, it was Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directed to give us this message, that call on the people, let them come and make Hajj for my sake. Well, if we go into Surah Al-Baqarah, that's Quran chapter 2 of the Holy Quran, Allah says, Al-Hajju Ashkurun Ma'alumat, فَمَنْ فَرَضَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجِّ فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. Meaning that for Hajj, there are notable months or prescribed months. What we want to point out in this is that in the principles of Hajj, we have specific months that have been designated as the months of Hajj. Therefore, among the first principles, when we talk of Hajj or pilgrimage to Mecca and Medina, we will be talking of specific months of embarking on the journey. Otherwise, it's not going to be Hajj. We will recall that there are several people who go for different reasons to Saudi Arabia, where Mecca and Medina are situated presently. Some of them even do not even go for Umrah, which is a lesser Hajj, or another type of Hajj that is of lesser significance to the obligatory one, which is the pilgrimage during the months of Hajj. Somebody can visit Saudi Arabia or even the Jazirat al-Arab, Arabian Peninsula, for any other things different from Hajj. Somebody can visit for personal purposes. There are people that are presently in Saudi Arabia for learning. There are people that are visiting Saudi Arabia for business purposes. They are legitimate as believers. But when you talk of Hajj, it's a journey that we embark upon during the months of Hajj. And these months, as we have earlier been told, are the months of Shawwal and Al-Qaidah and Al-Hijjah. It is taken that after Ramadan, the next obligation upon us, the next ibadah upon us is Hajj. Therefore, we are supposed to take the month of Shawwal to make preparations. Those who have the intention, those who have not even gotten the intention that Allah is going to make it for them, those who have been wishing for several years to be able to grow, all of them are going to now start thinking, start preparing. That by the Al-Qaidah, the journey starts. There are people that are going to mount on the journey by air. Some people, they embark on it by road, and several people equally by sea. Therefore, all these are part of the things that form the preparation towards fulfilling that obligation. And we know that the first 10 days of the Hijjah, which is the last month of the Islamic lunar calendar, are those days when the actual rites of Hajj are embarked upon. Therefore, Hajj is the journey that is embarked upon during the months of Hajj, that is Shawwal, the Qaidah, the Hijjah, solely and purposely in fulfillment to the obligation or to the directive given by Allah through Ibrahim to all people to converge on the area of Hajj. We recall that Hajj becomes compulsory upon us, and this will take us to the message of the Prophet ﷺ. Some of us who are quite acquainted with the hadith of An-Nawawi, Imam Nawawi, we recall the hadith 2 of Nawawi's collection, where Angel Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam was said to have approached the Prophet while he was in the company of some of the companions, and he started asking them questions. Akhbirni an al-Islam. Oh Muhammad, tell me about Islam. The Prophet ﷺ was said to have informed him Islam means that you should believe in Allah and the Prophet, and you should observe Salat 5 times in a day, and you should observe Zakat for those who have the ability, and we should embark on Hajj, and we should fast in the month of Ramadan. What is of significance in this is that Hajj forms one of the 5 pillars of the religion, of the fundamentals of Islam. And as we have quoted the Quran from Allah's message, we now corroborate it with the prophetic statement that Hajj is an important pillar of Islam. But unlike Salat, unlike Iman or Shahada, the testimony which is given as an announcement towards the faith, and which is internal to every individual, and unlike Salat, which has to come every day at least 5 times, and unlike Zakat, which comes every year, and unlike fasting, which equally comes every year, Hajj is obligatory upon whoever is able to make it, and whoever is qualified to embark upon the journey just once in lifetime. That does not mean that if we have the means, or if we have the opportunity, or if we have the capability, that we cannot engage or embark upon it more than once. But what is obligatory upon us is that we must be able to fulfill the obligation at least once in a lifetime. It is said by the Prophet ﷺ that al-umrah ila al-umrah mukaffarat wal-hajj mabrur fama jazahu illa al-jannah. The meaning is the lesser hajj to the lesser hajj is mukaffarat. That means it is used to expiate the sins for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us. Wal-hajj al-mabrur, and the hajj, when it's accepted by God, la jazahu illa al-jannah. there is no reward for it except paradise. In fact, there's another narration of the Prophet ﷺ where he said that whoever is able to embark upon Hajj and observes the rites of Hajj as they have been enunciated will come back to his home as it were like a newborn baby, just as the day he was born. That means whoever is able to fulfill that obligation of going on Hajj, at least once in his lifetime, and with good intention, and having fulfilled the necessary requirements and the prerequisites for its practice, will definitely have all his sins forgiven by Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make a requisitor of Al-Jannah. Therefore, Hajj is compulsory. In another part of the message of the Prophet ﷺ, it is not right for any believer who is qualified, and shortly we are going to look into the qualifications for Hajj, because that's going to form part of the principles behind its observance. It is not right for anybody who is so qualified and who has the means and wherewithal to go on Hajj not to do. In fact, the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever does that would have died as if he were a Jew. Therefore, those of us who have made Hajj something to be forgotten, or who have considered Hajj unimportant, and who in our mentality have considered that after all it's just an excursion, as we go and use summer or spend our summer holidays in London, New York, or Japan. It is not the same thing at all, because going to Japan for holiday or going on an excursion to London is something that is not obligatory. It is within your purview, whatever you want to do. But the case of Hajj is quite different. Therefore, Hajj is an obligation upon the believer when the believer is so qualified. In these principles, we cannot look into what makes somebody qualified for Hajj, because we've known of cases where people that are non-Muslims have gone for whatever reasons they have. In fact, there are people who are even non-Muslims who have said because they wanted to go and ask for something from God in Kaaba and so on and so on, or for whatever other reasons, they have gone on Hajj. Do they still have pilgrimage? No. That is not the sense. Therefore, what are those things that qualify anybody for Hajj? The first is that Hajj is obligatory upon a Muslim. That means when a non-Muslim visits Saudi Arabia, the person might not have gone to perform Hajj. That is not to say that a non-Muslim cannot visit Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia is just a country like any other country in the world. But the precipice of the Kaaba and the Masjid al-Nabawi, that means the Mosque of the Prophet, and all the rites of Hajj will definitely not form part of the routine or part of the routine to be observed by any non-Muslims who visit Saudi Arabia. So, the first qualification for anybody in the principles of Hajj is that the person must be a believer. Hajj is not compulsory upon anybody who has not become matured, whether male or female. That is not to say that our children cannot be encouraged, and that is not to say that whoever wishes, even when he or she is not matured, cannot go. They can go. It is not obligatory upon them. And definitely whoever goes, even when it is not obligatory upon him or her, will still have the reward from God. But Hajj, the second qualification is that the person, besides being a Muslim, must be a baligh. That means somebody who has reached the age of maturity. The third is that the person is not supposed to be an abd, a slave. Somebody who is a slave, Hajj is not compulsory upon him. The person must be somebody who is liberated, somebody who is a free citizen, somebody who does not have upon the shackles of debt or any other hindrance upon him. That is the third qualification. The fourth